Welcome our dear listeners to this our TV Alpha TV in Rwanda. My name is Alpha Nibijira. In this our news we are going to be with the MUA Insurance Company Limited, the branch of Nyabugogo Place, and we shall be with the Stay Kigali, the guest house from there to Kinamba in Nyarujenje district. VCWC 2024 cements Rwanda's ascent as a global sports tourism destination. The inaugural of Veterans Club World Championship VCWC scheduled for September 1st and 10th in Kigali, and which is expected to attract over 150 former international football stars, is yet another proof of Rwanda's commitment to become an international sports tourism destination. Rwanda's emergence as a sought after destination for international sports events signifies a remarkable journey marked by strategic vision, investment in infrastructure, and the commitment to excellence. The VCWC summarizes Rwanda's trajectory towards becoming a hub for sports tourism, with the implications that extend beyond the sphere of athletics. There are varied benefits Rwanda accrues from its rapidly growing status as a host for prestigious international sporting spectacles. Firstly, the influx of high-profile sporting events bolsters the country's global reputation and visibility. Altogether, that's the barest of facts, by attracting renowned football legends like David Trezeguet, Ronaldinho Gaucho, and Michael Owen, Patrick Mboma, and George Weah, among so many players as legends will come here in Rwanda. Like Rwanda elevates its stature on the world stage. The eyes of millions of sports enthusiasts across the globe turn towards Kigali, placing the country in the spotlight and amplifying its brand recognition. Such exposure not only fosters a sense of pride among Rwandans, but also generates positive publicity, showcasing the nation as vibrant and dynamic destination capable of hosting high-level events, which primarily stimulates economic growth and development. These tournaments come with the influx of participants, spectators, and media personnel, which injects significant revenue into the local economy, and the benefiting sectors such as hospitality, transportation, and retail. Hotels experience heightened the occupancy. Let's restaurants cater to a surge in clientele, and the souvenir shops capitalize on the demand for memorabilia. Beyond the immediate financial gains, the long-term economic impact is profound, as enhanced infrastructure and facilities create a conducive environment for continued tourism and investment. Furthermore, the global exposure garnered from hosting such events attract future visitors and fostering a sustainable tourism ecosystem that contributes to Rwanda's economic diversification and resilience. And again in Uganda, President Museveni rekindles a love with Kenya on state visit. Uganda's basket of goodies during President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's first state visit to Kenya since his counterpart William Ruto took office in September 2022. Particularly included a tripartite agreement that allows the smooth flow of petroleum products from Mombasa to Kampala. When the government through Uganda National Oil Company UNOC last year inked the joint venture deal with the crisis-laden vital Bahrain to facilitate direct imports of petroleum products from the Middle East to circumvent rich middlemen, a section of aggrieved parties in Kenya immediately filed a court case at Machakos High Court seeking orders to toss away the deal. President William Ruto Samoei, according to the diplomatic sources, is Kampala regime's man and largely seen as a protege of President Museveni in power since 1986. However, sources indicated it is appeal as tough Mr. Ruto was getting bogged down by bureaucracy and the national interest, which as the head of states has to put first. Kampala counter sued Kenya at the East African Court of Justice, the treaty-based judicial body of the 8-member East African Community regional bloc on December 28th last year, but wasted no time in starting a romance with Tanzania over the same deal. Uganda and Tanzania are already in advanced stages of developing the $4 billion US dollar and the East African crude oil pipeline from Hoima to Tanga Port. For long have been in discussions on electric standard gauge railways line winding at the Lake Victoria Mwanza port to facilitate cargo haulage to Port Belly in Luzira, and on November 10th, 2023 signed a feasibility study for reverse liquefied natural gas pipeline. Kenya lost out on the EACOP deal in April 2016 largely on technical grounds, including the security situation at Lamu Port in the environs of the Al-Shabaab militants. However, losing Uganda's fuel importation deal to Tanzania would evoke a sense of deja vu for Mr. Ruto. He was a deputy president when the EACOP deal slipped away. On the evening of February 27th this year, photos surfaced of Mr. Ruto and his while rival Raila Odinga meeting President Museveni at his Kisozi farm. The private meeting covered, among others, Kenya fronting Mr. Odinga as the African Union Commission chairmanship and Nairobi untangling Uganda's fuel importation deal. On March 22nd, the case filed at Machakos High Court was withdrawn. Energy Minister Irene Nankabirwa flew to Nairobi for talks with Mr. Ruto on March 25th this year. Last Friday, key executives signed two agreements, tripartite agreement and transport and storage agreement with the Kenya Pipeline Company, detailing, among others, rights and responsibilities in the process of importation of, again, petroleum products like kerosene, diesel, petrol, and jet fuel. Altogether, they are needed as using in those stuffs. Let's enter in the Tanzania. We have here the woman called Rose Atieno. Rose Atieno missed in that country. This woman, as the mother for this child, is asking herself, where is my son? A mother is crying for help. Felix Ochieng has been missing since December 2023 when he left his house for work. Rose Atieno says for several months her nights have been filled with the horrible dreams. Rose Atieno still asking herself where her child is. This is a question Rose Atieno has asked herself repeatedly for the last 4 months without an answer. Mrs. Atieno's third-born son, Felix Ochieng, who has 22 went missing in December last year. Ochieng is reported to have disappeared on December 23rd, 2023 after leaving his house in Bandani Estate in Kisumu for work. Days have turned into weeks and weeks into months, yet my son's whereabouts remains anonymous, as Mr. Tieno said at above again. The family became suspicious that something was amiss after their numerous calls to Mr. Ochieng's mobile phone failed to go through for a whole week. Mrs. Atieno says that this prompted her to send her sister Alice Suleimani, who lived in the same area, to check if Ochieng has returned, but she found his door locked from outside. The disappearance would later be reported at Kisumu Central Police Station by Mr. Ochieng's younger brother, Escoli Obondo, OB number 25, Bale 1, Bale 2, Bale 24. Mrs. Otieno disclosed that they have searched all the possible places for her son, including mortuaries within Kisumu. Mrs. Atieno says that since December, her nights have been filled with horrible dreams. And every day, she said, every day I pray to God to protect my son wherever he may be. This Otieno said for playing as the God. Described by his mother as an obedient and soft-spoken son, Mr. Ochieng was known for his jovial nature and kind heart. After completing his high school education in 2019 at Luwola Mixed Secondary School in Nilangwe Sub-County, Ochieng did unskilled jobs in the village before he decided to try his luck in the city. A decision his mother did not oppose, knowing that her firstborn son, who lived in Kisumu, would accommodate his little brother. Mr. Ochieng left their home in Kokoko village, Langwe sub-county in Homa Bay County, in search of job opportunities in Kisumu City. Ochieng would later stay with his brother Escol Obondo at Kawoshi Estate in Kisumu for several years before he moved out to start his own life. He secured a catering job with his brother's help and he relocated to his own house in Bandani Estate. At our end of this, our news, Obondo said that not even his brother's best friend knows about his whereabouts. And bottomless money pit that is 8 CL in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, for Julius Nyerere International Airport in Dar es Salaam on March 25th, 2024. If a song was ever to be written and sung as a prelude to the annual presentation of reports by the Controller and the Auditor General CAG, the name Air Tanzania Company Limited would undoubtedly be the main feature of the chorus. How could it not be, given its notoriety for Hajj clauses? On March 28, 2024, the Citizen reported the Air Tanzania leads loss, making a parastatals despite government investment. ATCL is not bashful. It also leads as the recipient of government handout. In the last 8 years, ATCL has gobbled down government subsidies amounting to at least 3 trillion and above Tanzanian shillings, with no signs that it's thirsty for more taxpayers' money has been quenched. It has been like pouring water on the hot Sahara desert sand. It is important to note that the billions of shillings of subsidies being poured into ATCL benefits mostly the affluent and the people of better means, and not the poor, the poor. The poor can hardly afford the bus fares, let alone air fares. The trend of ATCL's losses is shocking, to say the least, for many shillings like billion and trillion from that in Tanzania. This is because there are some hidden costs to taxpayers that cannot be discovered even by the most thorough investigation and the auditing by the CAG. For example, during President Magufuli's reign, government employees in CCM Chama cha Mapinduzi officials were required not officially, but the message was clear, to use Air Tanzania for all domestic business trips. That meant Air Tanzania had monopoly power with respect to trips by government employees. Most likely, airfares for those employees were higher than what they would have paid to travel with the private airlines. That is an example of an additional cost to taxpayers that is too subtle to be captured by CAG's investigations. Our dear listeners, let us be thank you about for this listening our news. This is Alpha TVN in Rwanda. My name is Alpha Nibijira. Thank you for being with us and to be with the MU Insurance Company Limited, the branch of Nyabugogo, and the guest house of Stay Kigali from Kinamba in Nyarujenje district. Thank you for being with us. I think to follow our next news. Thank you.
Muraho, nitwa Nigena Josiane, nkaba nkorera company yitwa MU Insurance, ishami rya Nyabugogo. Product dutanga harimo motor insurance, harimo fire insurance, general accident insurance, engineering insurance, Bama bonds, marine insurance, money insurance, travel insurance, aviation insurance, n'izindi twabashishikarizaga rero kutugana dutanga serivisi nziza tukaba twari mu imbere ya beka mu etaje y'uwitwa Jacobo etaje ifatanye na station SP ikaze rero ni karibu MU Insurance ni ya kera imaze igihe iri gukora cyane kuko yahinduye izina mbere yitwaga Phoenix Insurance ubu ngubu yitwa MU Insurance ikaze bakiriya beza murakoze